Today is Wednesday, November 17th, and today was clean and jerk work, along with some upper back accessories, and some dips. Today, starting with the cleans, so last week I did the cleans and push jerks together for like a total of 5 sets of like 3 by 1 plus 1, which, again, sort of following the same trend as, not trend, but the idea of cutting volume this week compared to the, I guess, abnormally large amount of volume from last week. This week was 3 sets of doubles with the cleans, and then 3 sets of like 2 plus 1 plus 1, or 2 reps of 1 plus 1 with the pause dips plus jerks that followed the cleans. But in any case, with the cleans, I think my positioning overall was a little bit more inconsistent than the last few weeks, or like the last week, I guess, the last few sessions, because, one, like my positioning just off the ground looks different from rep to rep. And 2, sometimes you can see sort of like I don't get tight enough off the ground given how like my body shifts and change as I start, or as I initiate the pull and the weight comes off the ground. And there are also some reps here and there where like I don't get my lower back completely flat. So I think with these, it's sort of just going to be a matter of repetition to make it more consistent. So yeah, cleans wasn't great, but I mean, given that I'm 10 pounds up from last week at 145 compared to 135, I can't complain too much, given that, despite these problems, like I haven't had any sort of pain or like, I guess, flare-ups of my lower back injury. And right now I think that's sort of all I can really ask for, honestly, given that I've just taken so much time off of these weightlifting movements. But yeah, not bad, but not great. I think it's just going to be some work to make it a little bit more consistent. But in any case, moving on to these pause dips and push jerks. I think with these, I would have liked to be a little bit more deliberate and intentional with each dip. I think I sort of had the tendency to rush through them through a lot of these. And then with the actual jerk part, I don't think I do as well of a job of sort of taking I guess what I've learned from the dips and then applying it to the jerk, I guess, if that makes any sense. And a lot of the times the first rep, like the first jerk, you can see sort of how my hips sort of scoop in, and that's not something that I do on the previous dips. But the second rep of the jerk is usually better. And so I just have to sort of like, I think it's because on the first rep, I can tell when I do it poorly. So I'm like, fuck, okay, that's not how that should feel. And so I can correct it on the second rep that immediately follows. And so I think I just have to sort of try to get it right from the start. But yeah, like you can see there, my hips sort of translate a little bit forwards. My lower back rounds a little bit, not to any degree which it causes pain, obviously, because no problems here. I'm like fine a few hours after the lift. But yeah, I think independent of, or like regardless of like my lower back issues or problems or pain or whatever, the first rep is just not as good as the second. There you can see it again. But then here you can sort of see that the second jerk is better. And these dips, like, so that was better. But yeah, these dips, I think like the reason why I said I would have liked to take a little bit more time with them is because like when I sort of rush through them, you can see like I'm not always consistent with like the bar path or like staying still as I'm paused. And so I feel like if I were a little bit more deliberate with that and intentional about that, I could have sort of carried that same movement over more efficiently towards the jerk. But yeah, I mean, again, can't complain too much. I'm still just happy to be doing these weightlifting movements again. So I have a lot of sessions in front of me to continue to improve. So there's that. And then accessories, nothing too special. And that was today.